For months, I had noticed the little changes, the subtle shifts in her attention. At first, I convinced myself it was nothing, work stress, fatigue, or maybe just the ebb and flow of daily life. But the truth revealed itself slowly, like a shadow stretching across a room, undeniable yet creeping quietly into every corner of my world. The first time I saw it, I didn't fully register the meaning. She had been scrolling through her phone, smirking at something I couldn't see. I laughed it off, assuming it was a harmless joke among friends. But then it became a pattern. The giggles, the whispers behind closed doors, the fleeting expressions that vanished the moment I looked her way. And that day at the office delivery changed everything. I had ordered a package for her birthday, something thoughtful, something I knew she had mentioned in passing months ago. The courier arrived precisely on time, the brown box unassuming yet filled with meaning. I imagined her face lighting up, the surprise bringing a warmth to her eyes that I had always loved so dearly. But when I saw her open at work, surrounded by colleagues and fluorescent office lights, the scene froze me in place. She giggled, not a soft, joyful laugh, but a sharp, fleeting giggle, the kind that belongs to secrets shared with someone else. Her eyes sparkled, not with gratitude, not with love, but with amusement at some private joke, at some private thought that did not include me. My heart contracted, a slow, aching pull that made the air around me heavy. For a moment, I considered confronting her, demanding an explanation, asserting myself in a way I had never done before. But I paused. The reactions around her, the oblivious smiles of co-workers, the casual chatter, they all framed the moment perfectly for what it was. Humiliation, not for her, but for me. And in that pause, something shifted. The love I carried so faithfully, the devotion I had nurtured, it faltered and gave way to a new clarity. I could not confront her here. I would not give her the satisfaction of witnessing my heartbreak in public. That night, I sat alone, replaying the day over and over. Every giggle, every glance, every tiny motion of her hands unwrapped the truth more plainly than any confession could. She was laughing at someone else's influence in her life, someone whose presence I had never sanctioned but whose impact was clear. Betrayal, I realized, did not always announce itself with thunder. Sometimes it slipped in softly, giggling at a desk, silent yet devastating. I began to plan, not a reaction born of anger, not a public spectacle, but a careful, deliberate response. Something measured, something that would echo the weight of her actions in a way that could not be ignored or dismissed. I wanted her to feel the sting of what she had done, the emptiness that her own amusement had created, without lowering myself to petty displays or outbursts. I wanted her to understand that what she had taken lightly, I would never treat as trivial. Days passed as I constructed the letter, each word chosen with meticulous precision. It was not venom, nor was it malice. It was clarity incarnate, a mirror held up to her behavior. I wanted her to see herself as I had seen her that day, caught in the act of choosing laughter over loyalty, amusement over empathy. Every paragraph unfolded the narrative of her choices. The casual cruelty of giggling at something meant to be cherished, the careless disregard for the devotion I had shown. And when the moment came to deliver it, I did so with the same quiet composure I had carried through the office that day. There was no fanfare, no dramatic gesture, just a simple handover, a weighty envelope filled with the consequences of her own actions. I watched, carefully observing, as the corners of her mouth faltered, the spark in her eyes dimmed, and the laughter that had once been so bright faltered into disbelief. I did not speak. I did not gloat. I only allowed the truth, rendered in black ink and paper, to settle into her consciousness. It was enough. The crying that followed was not for me, nor for any attempt at reconciliation. It was the first authentic recognition of her own choices, of the impact of betrayal she had so lightly worn as a mask. And in that quiet victory, I discovered something I had not anticipated. Freedom. Freedom from the illusion that my devotion required reciprocation. Freedom from the burden of tolerating subtle cruelty. Freedom from expecting that love could thrive where respect had quietly fled.